Okay, so here we are, everybody. We are on. It's about 9:32, 2 minutes late. Sorry about that. This is the Daytripper Photo Show, episode number 118. Tonight, we're talking about the session that we just did this past Sunday, our wedding photography session, which was so much fun, led by Navi and Gabriel. Gabriel's not in yet. He and I just had a meeting with the Player Film Festival guys. He had to drive back home. He'll be on our show in just a few minutes. Until then, though, you have to deal with us. Navi, how are you doing?
Good. I'm very good. I'm very excited today. If you can tell by my voice and my face.
Nice. Why are you so excited? What happened?
Because this came in the mail.
I don't know what you're talking about. Drum roll. Look at that. Okay, explain. It's too beefy for anybody to really know what that is.
My new Pentax 645N medium format film camera.
Okay, now it's so awesome, but you have to explain a little bit of the history here. Like what happened to your other one? You should, hang on, I gotta cut in here. For those of you who don't know, Navi is a film shooter. Awesome stuff. She uses medium format film, does great work, loves the shallow depth of field and the texture she gets. She used to have a great camera. Navi, hit it.
I had a moment of desperation. I was like, I should probably sell this camera because I'm not using it and I can use the cash. And I sold it, and then I regretted it 2 minutes later, and I had an epiphany and I realized it was the wrong choice. So anyway, I sold it, and I've been looking for a replacement ever since. This was like September or something like that. So anyway, did some research, and I read lots of good things on this Pentax. A little bit cheaper than the contacts that I had, but apparently it's very, very good.
Awesome. Show it again.
I
don't know. Okay, so I'm sorry?
I've always wanted to be a hand model.
A hand model.
As a kid, I was like, I want to be a hand model.
We'll call you Vanna Nhum.
Price is Right, that's why.
There you go. I just watched The Price is Right the other day. It was pretty cool. They're getting old, man. Vanna not looking so good.
Wrong show. That's Wheel of Fortune.
Wow. Oh, right. I don't watch TV enough. Anyway, so Navi, the wedding session we just did.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome what happened. We had a great day. We had two amazing-looking models. We had Navi and Gabriel, of course, teaching. We had 9 people who actually watched or came to the session and were participating. Very active, fun, awesome people showed up to the session.
I was quite, I don't know, I want to say surprised, but it went really well. Other than, like, the temperature, other than that, it went
temperature.
Almost without a hitch.
Yeah, it was warmer inside than outside, but not by much.
Yeah.
For a lot of it. And it's okay. I mean, the people who were there were troopers. What?
Nobody died. We made it.
Nobody died. Yes, that's right. I can see Andrew has said, nice new camera, Navi. Yay, Pentax. Yeah, Andrew's a Pentax guy. That's right. Andrew.
I joined the club.
He was on the session on Sunday. The only Pentax shooter of the group. And, of course, Tammy says, awesome Pentax. So that's a funny thing. Pentax is very well loved, but has very little market share. So you don't find it.
With their digital, it's, other than the really high-end medium format stuff, there's not a whole lot of, I guess, support for it on the sales side of it anyway. But,
it's too bad because it's really good stuff.
Yeah, and in film, they're awesome cameras. So, like I was saying, I can't really make fun of Pentax shooters anymore, but I still can because it's Pentax. But
why do you make fun of shooters? Why you got anger issues like this?
Because I don't make fun. It's just when they come to the store, they're like, "Oh, I'm looking for a Pentax whatever lens," and I cannot help them. I'm like, "Well, you'll have to wait 4 months for me to order this for you." So sorry.
Okay, for those who don't know, Pentax was a very, very big film company. They were in the top 3, let's say. Top 4 would have been with Minolta. Canon, Minolta, Nikon, Pentax. Would that sound about right? Yashica was up there. Anyway, more recently, since digital, Pentax has kind of fallen down a little bit. They've lost their market share a little bit. And because of this limited market share, limited availability of gear for us, I guess, Henry's has done a bit of a shift, and they've said only a few of our stores are actually going to carry this product in stock, and for everybody else, you can order it from them. So it's not a matter of Pentax not being good. Anybody that asks, of course, Pentax is great stuff. It's just hard to get stuff. Right, Navi?
For us, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, customers walk in the store, I want a wide-angle lens for my Pentax. We look on the shelf, and there's, like, nothing. So... Anyway, hopefully now that Rico owns Pentax,
Uh-oh, is that me or you?
a little mod at least, but we'll see how it goes.
You're slowing down here. Is that me or you?
That's probably me.
Okay, there you go. Very blurry, but I see you, sort of. And now you're frozen.
Okay.
Eh.
It'll catch up. So, talk about share a couple of those photos. Of course, we're going to talk about some of the awesome prizes. Oh God, the gift bag we gave away was super cool. Lowpro gave us classified 250 camera bags, and these are bags that I use to carry my huge camera bag. Inside the bag, we put in some gels. We put in some, we got coupons from Henry's for their next upcoming wedding session, which I'll talk about in just a second. We got some School of Imaging coupons from Henry's as well. What else? The wedding, we gave that as well. We had coconut water, all kinds of cool stuff. Is Brian lagging for anybody else? Apparently I'm lagging for other people.
Yes, you're catching up. There you go.
I don't know what to say about this.
Well, you're back on now.
All right, I'll lower my bandwidth a bit so it's a bit quicker. Maybe that'll help. Michelle, if you could let me know if that helped at all, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, all kinds of great stuff we put in this bag. And we just, here, anybody that registered for the wedding session, here you go, have this bag. It's very cool.
I think some people were
Henry, yes,
surprised because they thought, when they heard gift bags, they thought like, a little paper bag with some stuff in it. Not like actual camera bag, so surprise!
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So.
It was pretty cool. And hopefully they'll get a lot of good use out of that stuff. Now, there were also a couple extra prizes that we gave away. We gave away the wedding and event kit from Gary Fong, the Gary Fong Wedding and Event Package. That was a pretty sweet gift. That was given to us by Gentech International. And, of course, we got the Rogue Large Softbox Kit from Red Raven Marketing. These guys were phenomenal. Navi, I reached out. I said, hey, guys, we're doing this wedding session. Do you guys want in? And they're like, here, take this. So...
yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, this is Rogue Gels. It helps. Thank you, Heather, very much. Good. I'm glad. I just look a little more grainy, but what else is new? All right. So, yeah, cool stuff we gave away at the session. And for those of you who are going to watch this show afterwards on YouTube or so on, please click like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this with some friends that you think may be interested in photography, and don't mind us, bantering on a little bit. Michelle, thank you. Seems better. Great. And Stephen, yeah, the bag was completely awesome. I'm glad you were there, and I'm glad you got to enjoy it. And while we have your attention, Stephen, if you could please let Navi know if she can use some of your photos for her blog post that she would like to make. She really likes your photos, and she wants to make sure it's cool with you if she does that.
I'm in the process of actually just writing it up right now for putting photos. So yeah, if you let me know, I can add your photo and your name, and if you have a website that you want me to link it to, just I guess write it in the Q&A. I can copy it now.
Awesome. All right, cool. So I know we're still waiting for Gabriel, but he'll show up eventually. He's the life of the party, it seems sometimes, eh, Navi?
Hey.
Well, I know you're pretty lively too.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
For those of you who haven't seen the video on our wedding session, I'm going to share that, I'm going to share that to the event for this, and of course I'll share that to the Daytripper Photo community as well, so you'll get to see the video. I've already shared it through the community, so hopefully some people have seen it. It was fun. I'm
like trying to narrow down the number of photos I want to just kind of put on the blog post, and it's really hard because there's so many good photos that people have posted already, so I don't want to put a blog post with 50 different photos, but it's kind of hard for me to narrow down from all the ones that have been submitted, so good job. Yeah. And
what's really great is the photo quality didn't go up and down for each person. Like, everybody got these great photos.
Mm.
Like, Robert,
they're
Everybody.
different, right? Like, in you can, everyone, even though it's the same subject, it's each photo is kind of different. You know, that's not the same. It wasn't shot exactly the same way. The way the lighting was and stuff like that, some of it is completely different from the next person's shot, even though it's the same location, same person, same everything.
Yeah, I mean, they could have been sitting, crouching, standing from the same place, whatever. Actually, Glenn, he says, "Hey guys, I'm late, but I'm here," and Glenn was there as well. So, love all the people that were at our session are watching tonight. We better make the show fun and better. I don't know what I mean by that, because it's always fun and better. All right, so Steven said yes, you can use the photos. That's awesome, Navi.
Awesome.
And yeah, cool. All right, so let's get back into the show notes here and see what we're doing. Stories that happened at the event. There were some fun ones. First of all, it was a bit cool. So, of course, they brought in the space heaters, which was kind of nice.
It was also the coldest day of the year.
Which didn't help.
Yeah.
And it was, a brick-walled room. So that was interesting. And, of course, this is the stuff that people don't know about, what happened afterward with my stupidity.
I forgot about that.
You forgot about that? Dude,
I tried to block it out of my mind.
You saved my life that night. All right. So we were loading up the van after the session, and I put all the stuff in there, and I was parked in the alleyway behind the Gladstone, and I look up, and there's this car parked in front of the van in this small little alleyway. And I'm not a van driver. Like, I've been driving for a while, but you have this huge, cargo van, and in a small, narrow alleyway in Toronto streets, I didn't want to back that thing back up. I was going to drive straight through. So a bit cool, Bill says, yeah, just a bit. It was a super cool.
Once your feet got numb, it wasn't cold anymore. It was fine. You didn't feel it. So.
That's not good. It's not good at all. So anyway, we load up the van, and I'm sitting out there, and I see this guy parked in front of me, and I'm like, dude, are you going to move? And he's like, oh, you move. And I'm like, I'm not going to move. I can't back this thing out. You have to move. Just pull in there, and I'll go by you, and you can come back out the other way. And he's like, no, you have to move. I'm like, that's not going to happen. So I got back in the truck, and I sat down, and I stared at him, and he stared at me, and he's not moving, and I'm not moving. So I was like, whatever. I got out of the truck, closed the door, said, you're waiting. See ya. I went into the Gladstone, knocked on the door. Okay, guys, let's go. Navi gets out. Gabriel comes out, and we go to open the door to the truck, and
guess what doesn't open?
Doofball
waited.
Auto-locked the doors, and we're stuck there. Van's running, all the gears inside, and Numbnuts here locks the keys in the van. That was the beginning of the adventure. Trying to get CAA. Stephanie Sullivan, who may be watching right now, I don't know. I reach out to her, and she says, yeah, CAA has 900 people ahead of you, so you'll be waiting a while. So we called it.
Like I'm saying, on the bright side, at least we had somewhere warm to wait.
Yes.
The Freshco behind the studio there, or the hotel, and the hotel itself. So at least we were not freezing outside.
Thank goodness, because that was a cold day. Anyway, that was the worst of it. That was a little bit of fun entertainment for us at the end there.
Yeah, I told you we'd laugh about it later.
Wasn't it great? Thank God for nice, very warm gloves, people. That's all I gotta say. All right, so what else happened on the session that was fun and unique, Navi?
Actually, I really enjoyed seeing everyone kind of getting really into it, I think there was a point where they were so involved with the shooting and stuff that I don't think they were really even listening to me.
No?
I was like, I'm just shouting now. Everyone, I'm hoping they kind of got, some of the tips I was giving while we were shooting, but they were so into it. It was great. So it was
I'll tell you what brought people into it even more was the way we are able to use technology these days. We make the photo, we're tethered to a computer, it gets projected up on a screen, you can see exactly the composition and so on, and the photos right off the camera were just coming out beautifully. I mean, the light coming through the window there, some of the shots were just fantastic. So just being able to make a shot and then just look at the screen and see that image and see how good it is, it was inspiring, I think, for a lot of people that were there.
And it was good for the models to see it too, because I think it helps, when you're shooting from to kind of get some feedback, so they know, what they're doing right or what they can change.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Nick was like, "Wow, that shot's really awesome." So he was, getting more into it. But they were great anyways. It's like, I mean, they just met that day, but you think they were actually engaged.
Yeah, I forget who it was that was made the comment that you look at their photos and you can't really tell that they're not actually getting married.
No.
And I don't know if you saw them in between shots, but they were like almost flirting with each other. Like she was.
I think they're both.
I think they're pros.
Yeah, but they're just kind of chit-chatting. It was good.
Yeah, and this was a real hit.
I wish I had more.
You wish you had more.
I was forcing that on people. I'm like, here, take it with you.
I could bring this one for you.
Like, I don't drink coconut water. I just take it.
No, hang on. Sorry, it's gone. You snooze, you lose.
Going back to Costco. For myself.
All right, so the wedding photography session, what did we cover? We covered...
So we covered, I mean, you can't teach everything in one day, right? But we try to do as much as we could. We went over sort of the business of, running a wedding photography business. That included, how to market yourself, what to do about, portfolio and websites and business cards, how to get more clients and referrals and what to do with those referrals and what to do if people are referring you to future clients. So
on all of those points, maybe we can just reach out to whoever's watching right now and say, if anybody has some tips or some advice on that they've used on their business end of photography that might help the other people who are watching even now, maybe we can kind of roll some new tips into this show that we're talking about right now. So, for example, if you have been running a wedding business for a while, and as far as getting new clients and maintaining clients and how do you get new clients, if you have some advice on these things, please let us know. Anything else like this that goes on that we talk about during the show tonight, if you have some advice or some experience that you'd like to share, use the Q&A. That's all part of this hangout right here. So there's a few people who regularly watch our show who've already taken advantage of that, but are new to watching our show, and there's quite a few viewers right now, which is really cool. Go ahead. Chime in the Q&A. Say, hey, I'm watching. Say, I tried shooting an event last year. I tried to find some good models. How do I get better models? That was something that was an experience in itself, wasn't it, Natty?
Yeah, like I've done it. I've casted, models for other shoots and stuff, but this was, I think, a little bit different because, it wasn't just for me. So I wasn't just setting up a shoot so I can get some shots for myself. I wanted to make sure that who we got would be photogenic, I guess, and be easy enough to shoot, but B, that they would be good enough together, and that they would be comfortable, doing the wedding photos and experience as well.
And you and Gabriel had several meetings to try and hone in on what would be right for that. How many people in total do you think you went through before you found?
I think it was all going to my email inbox, so I think once we put the casting out, I would say at least 50.
Okay.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I should have taken it down once we booked somebody, but I kind of just forgot about it. I just kept getting emails and inquiries about it, so yeah, it was insane. It was quite a bit to go through, and I wanted to take the time to look through all their portfolios and see their work. But yeah, no, it was kind of fun though.
And it's cool. I remember I was at one of the meetings with you and Gabriel. We were looking at some of the models, and you asked my opinion. Thank you for that. That was awesome. And one of the things we were looking at was, what are they modeling? Like, is it relevant to what we're shooting? Because you can see somebody who's modeling beachwear and think they're beautiful, gorgeous, nice abs, whatever, but it doesn't relate well to the wedding side of what we were doing. So we were looking for people who had wedding photo in their portfolios and all that as well.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Gabe.
The ones that are, artistic nude models didn't really do much.
No.
I'm like, you're going to be fully suited up, so sorry.
Nude models need not apply.
Nude models, here's Gabe.
Hey, Mr. Nude Model, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
Good. Long time no see.
Yeah, I know, right?
Been like
Sorry
what?
for being late. Just running all over Hell's Half Acre.
So where we're at right now, Gabe, we basically just said hi to everybody. We've gone through all the prizes that we gave away, like the big gift bags.
Oh, yeah?
We told people to subscribe to us on YouTube, like our channel, and share with your friends. That's my game show voice. Had to go there.
We're going to work
now,
on that.
Now we're just basically going over some of the experiences that we had planning the event and what we covered and so on.
A lot of sushi was consumed in the planning of this event.
Not enough.
No, not enough. No. Never enough. That's why I'm looking. It's like, we have to plan the portrait session next.
Yes.
Like, here's sushi!
It's a new ritual. Yeah. Oh, by the way, what Gabriel's just referring to is on March 8th, we have our next portrait session, which is going to be held at the Newmarket Community Center. That's going to be off the hook. There's going to be 4 separate areas for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sorry?
Off the hook. Good choice of words.
His hook, yeah.
There's a hook, and it is off.
That's right. Navi, Michelle would like to know something. She says, how by looking at separate portfolios can you determine how well they would work together? As in appearing like they would, like they could actually be a couple. How can you determine the chemistry that would be involved by looking at portfolios?
You can't really determine, but it's whether or not they have experience working with other people or doing, I guess, couple shots. We also wanted somebody that would look good together as well. I think that was important. We were actually going over height for something.
Yeah.
I think we chose the female model first, and we were kind of going through the male models, and some of them were too tall, and that would kind of make it a little more tricky. But yeah, I was just seeing if they've had experience working with other models and doing photos with other models as well as themselves. So
cool. All right, that's a good question. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so back to the points that we actually talked about. You mentioned how the beginning part was essentials, basics, business end of things.
Yes.
And then what?
Oh, what else did we do after that? So after we went through, we kind of went through, a wedding day. What sort of typically what you would shoot or what a bride or groom might want. So things like the getting ready shots, what kind of details to look for when you're shooting sort of the pre-ceremony portion of the day. What else, Gabe? What else did we do?
We had a place setting, we had a cake, but then we also did not just the getting ready details, but we did the entrance, we did the first dance.
Actually, yeah, that was good. You had them actually walk into the room, as though they were just married, coming in the room, waving, happy. That looked so genuine.
Yeah, and it was kind of fun because we set everything up and we kind of asked people what their settings were and we sort of walked them through it, and we did 2 or 3 passes like that. And we're like, okay, is everybody getting the pictures? You're happy with what you're getting and stuff? And they're like, yeah. And then we're like, okay, so now we're going to do a real world scenario. And we basically turned off all the lights because in most of the time when they're entering into the hall, excuse me, it's going to be really, really dark. If you're lucky, there will be a spotlight if you're in sort of a higher end area, but most of the time they just turn out all the lights and we were teaching people where you want to have your flash bounce to light things properly and what do you want your settings to be on, and
focusing.
Focusing
is a big one because they're not static. They're going to be moving, and depending, some couples will do a crazy little dance. You gotta make sure you're ready for that, and your focus system is in the proper setting so you can follow them as they're doing their jumping jacks and backflips onto the dance floor.
Jumping jacks and backflips.
I've never seen that, but I would love to.
That would actually be a lot of fun.
I'm still waiting to shoot a wedding where they do a whole choreographed dance, because that would be amazing for me.
How would you shoot that? Oh my god.
I don't know. I'd be really, really excited and try to, I think it'd be harder for me to try not just to watch it, because I love watching choreographed dances. So
yeah,
focus through my camera, but I would want to just watch.
You would have to have an assistant for that. I mean, to cover.
Hey, Sheldon, just do it. I'm just gonna watch the rest of the show.
Hey, why don't we have a look at some photos that people took?
Sure.
What do you think of that? I'm going to do a screen share here, if my computer would let me. Let's see. Here we go. So these are from Glenn. Glenn's watching right now, so I figured, why don't we share some Glenn shots? Great stuff. I don't think you can make a bad photo of her.
Yeah, she was very, very easy to photograph.
Mm-hmm.
So if everybody can see, what we had going on here, I'm going to skip ahead to the next shot. So you were using off-camera flash.
Yeah, so for these, are these I can't even tell if these were the dancing shots or these were the ones that were just posing.
Flirting.
Just flirting. Yeah, see, I told you they were flirting.
I think those were the dancing shots.
So for the this is not a dancing shot, but for some of the dancing shots, we actually had two. And you can't see it in the photo, but two off-camera flashes on stands behind them.
Oh yeah, do you want me to pull up one of my photos of that?
Sure.
Give me a second to launch my Lightroom. I don't have it on here. I'm gonna have to pull it up from the dreaded Facebook, but I haven't loaded them on this computer yet. I did it on my laptop. Sorry?
Somebody did a really great shot of that. Stephen Cornfield had a really nice photo.
Have you got it handy?
My blog post. Hold on here. Let me just. Actually, you know what? I'm going to screen share this because I already have it up. Is that all right?
Okay, sure.
So these are just a couple of shots I'm going to have on the thing, but they're already up here. So can I just start? Where is it?
Glenn says he just finished a blog post about the session as well.
There's Steven's photo. So he backlit this one, and I love that he has the little ambient light from the chandelier up there as well. So this
a trace
looks like it is a first dance.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great moment.
And then we got. Let me start from the top here. So
yeah, I had a friend of mine text me, and he's like, "Dude, were that like hired models, or was that an actual wedding that you were shooting?" I told him it was hired models, and he's like, "It totally looked like a real wedding." He had no idea. It was great.
It really did. I was so impressed. I got to commend both of you on your choice of models, your professionalism at the session, your delivery of content. We're going to be sending out a questionnaire, I guess you could say, by the end of tonight, actually, to everybody who's on our trip, so we can just make sure everybody got what they wanted out of the session. And I don't think there's going to be anybody who can say that they didn't get what they were hoping for out of the session.
Except for an extra pair of socks.
That's probably a little more warmth would have been good, yes. So, go ahead, Natty.
Photos or?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
This is Robert's photo. I love this photo. Like, amazing, Robert. Such a good job. The lighting's great. The composition, like, I know some people don't like that whole cutting off a head thing, but this is perfect. It was one of those photos where I was like, God, I wish I took this photo.
I know, me too, totally.
Right? Yeah.
And the cool thing is, Robert submits photos for our photo challenges regularly. We usually give him some advice, like maybe lower the ISO or so on and so forth. I've talked to Robert many times about this. During the session, he was able to make a photo. We could look at it and say, okay, Robert, remember what we said? Try this, try that. And then he just turns around and kills it with that shot. I mean, awesome.
And it was really good, too, because he was asking a lot of questions, I think, during the session, which was really good because then, he was sort of trying to figure it out and learning as he was going along, which was really, really good to see. And sort of, taking the picture, seeing, what could be improved or what could be changed, and getting stuff like this is...
Yep. And for those of you who've seen the video, you can actually see some of that, Robert asking Natty questions and so on.
You might get distracted by the pom-pom. Don't worry about that. It was something I had to wear all day. This photo by Stephen as well. Love it. Very, natural.
You're using the bar.
Yeah.
And that was a nice thing about our location is there was a brick wall, there was beautiful light from the window, and there was a whole bar area. 3 completely different zones in one space. It's nice. It's nice to see. You don't get that in a lot of areas.
So we had a softbox or an octobox over here, shooting into the sort of the bar area, and they were trying to, they were playing around with using the speed lights as the main light and trying to balance it with the ambient light because there's some cool chandeliers above. So we're kind of playing around with that. And from what I saw, we got some good stuff.
Absolutely. Now, if you could scroll to that one there, I didn't think a lot of people were taking pictures of those details, and yet there were some really nice shots.
It was a really nice table. Like I said, I love shooting details, so I could have been there all day and not talking to anybody, but that would have been bad.
Yeah, definitely been bad. So whose shot is that?
That's Mark's.
Mark Flinders.
Yeah.
Nice shot. And you've got something a little more dramatic, a little bit lower there.
Yeah.
Whose was that one?
This is Bill's. Bill Bell.
Oh, Bill. Excellent. See, everybody did well. Everybody got great images. It seemed like everybody had a good time. That's always good to see.
This photo is great too because this lighting and how Bill sort of framed the male model's face. He's pulling up his Ryan Gosling look in this one.
You have a very intense look.
Yeah.
I'm getting very Dennett.
The other ones, even though it's the same spot as everyone else's photos, but the lighting that he chose was good.
For sure. So again, you were showing how to close aperture down, isolate the back, like darken up the background.
Yeah, I want to get different looks. Shooting with a wider aperture and getting more of the ambient light in, or do you want it to be more dramatic, stopping down using a flash or off-camera flash to get a totally different look. And composition too, because there's a really ugly door that had washrooms behind them. So, I had to point that out just to make sure that everyone's photos didn't have washroom in the background.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Not exactly the kind of thing that builds a portfolio.
Not really, but I mean, you could always Photoshop it, but why waste 10 minutes when you can just take one step to the right?
Absolutely. And I think Mark made the comment how it was good that he took a few minutes before you started shooting to move some of the stuff off the bar.
Yeah, that makes a difference too.
Yeah, for sure. Was this where you were using the reflector?
Yes.
So we have that in the video. Maybe you could just go over what you're talking about.
So we were just using natural light here from the window, and I was just standing a little bit in front of the model here, holding a reflector, and kind of letting people try that out to get a little bit of fill light. So we shot some without the reflector and some with, kind of see, how much of a difference it makes.
Makes a huge difference.
This is Andrew's photo.
Beautiful natural light coming in from the window, but there wouldn't be any light on the right side of her face.
Right.
So by taking a reflector and kicking that light back up inside there, you're adding the detail, you're getting rid of shadow, and yeah, what a great effect.
This is Albert's photo.
So again, you were talking about the dance, the first dance. This is like classic first dance photo. I know, Gabriel, you were setting up some of these photos. How do you suggest people shoot something like this?
Well, the lighting setup is perfect with the flash on flash stands on either side of the dance floor, and then just be in the middle of that so the light catches both ends and makes that nice rim light, and wait for them to rotate. Now you can follow them around because you only get so many rotations, and depending on the first song that they choose, it can go pretty quick. So you can follow them around, but the problem with following them around is that you don't, if you move and the lights don't, then you don't get that optimal lighting. The one main thing to remember with something like this is get different angles and types of shots. So one of the shots will be when his back is to you, get a close-up of her hands on the back of his neck. Or I got one where it was just sort of just peeking past his chin and you could see her face and she's smiling through there. So as with all wedding photography, one of the secrets is to never put your camera down even for a second, because you don't know when that moment's going to happen. And just be there and be ready for it.
Good advice, for sure.
And don't be afraid to zoom in too, and get the little details of just their face or just his hands or his arms around her waist. Those kind of little details. And if they're crying, obviously zoom in on those tears, because that's the money shot.
The money shot. Well, it was a great experience. I'm sure everybody had a great time. The photos are spectacular. I mean, that's total GQ. The Ryan Reynolds GQ look right there.
That was Mark's photo.
And these are all photos from our clients. They're not your photos, are
No, I took very few photos, and they all actually kind of suck. So, no, I'm not even joking. Some of them are really, really terrible. So I don't know what happened, but I'm glad other people got way better.
Well, that's funny.
My photos.
I think that's the big difference between Daytripper Photo and some other classes you take. I've heard a lot of comments of folks who've been on day trips with other people, and it turns into a whole, oh, they just were taking pictures for themselves. Every time I had a question, he was behind his camera. We come home with crap after day trips. Like, I have examples of what not to do on my memory card, and very rarely is there something that it's something that I want to actually use or do something with. And if I do get that, it's because I took an extra minute and a half from answering a question specifically just to make one photo for the trip. Like, I've got one photo that I like from the entire wedding photography session, because the rest of the time, you're doing other things, right?
I think I have two, maybe. And I think one of it is of the cake.
Oh, yeah, I've got a shot of the cake. I didn't like it too much. I didn't really know what the color of the cake was. So
it's like a
coral.
Color.
I thought it was kind of blue.
But you're colorblind, aren't you not?
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
It's kind of a greeny blue. Anyway.
Doesn't help.
I'd say it was anything.
It was green.
Purple.
Polka dots.
Gray. It wasn't even there.
There was no cake.
The cake is a lie.
There's nothing to see here.
All the whole time.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody who came on this session. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time planning it and running it, and hopefully there will be another one in the future. For those of you who are interested, though, there is another session coming up, not by Daytripper Photo, but Henry's is running their own session, which is going to be awesome. And I don't remember the name of the two. You know about the wedding photographers now. Who?
Zach and Jody.
Zach and Jody. They're quite well known apparently online.
Yes, very, very big name wedding photographers from the States.
So here's what makes this so cool. First of all, I talked to Ren today about this. He's been on our show before. He's the head of the Henry School of Imaging. He mentioned to me that it's very similar to what we did. It's from 9 to 5. From 9 till 12 is the business end, inspiration about the business end of photography from the two main instructors there. Then there's a lunch, and after the lunch, there's 5 hours of hands-on shooting with these two amazing wedding photographers. So if you're interested in this, go to henrys.com or see me or Navi at Henry's in Newmarket, and we can register you for these. For everybody who registers, you get a $100 Henry's gift certificate. Huge.
Wow.
A $100 gift certificate toward Henry's, guys, just for registering for this wedding session, which is virtually the same price as what our session was. And you have these amazing talents who are teaching, and just like you guys, it's just another opportunity to get out there and make some awesome photos. So if anybody's interested, go to henrys.com if you want to register online, or if you'd like to register through Navi or myself, let us know. We can help you out a little bit. Know what I mean? Just a little bit. So please let us know if you're interested in that. And Glenn, was it seafoam? Actually, it's funny you say that, because in our plans, the colors we chose were seafoam.
I would say it's seafoam.
What's that?
I would say it's seafoam.
You would say?
Yeah, I would say it's seafoam. It's pretty close, too.
I guess seafoam, not Lake Ontario foam. Totally different.
Maybe brown.
Ooh.
Timoran's cup looks real good right now. You win?
I have won so much this year, like probably more than the last 3 times combined. It's to the point where the pocket that I put my tabs in is so full of tabs I can't find anything else.
I'm trying to figure out if you're being sarcastic.
I sense some
I'm
sarcasm.
serious. I'm serious. Like, I've got like 6 or 7 tabs in there. I usually buy smalls. It's rare that I get a medium, but I'll like buy a small and win a coffee and use that to get a medium and then win off of that. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, but if you want a Ferrari, you'd be doing.
Sorry?
If you want like a car, you'd be doing a happy dance.
Yeah. No, but it's like last year. I think I drank way more coffee last year, and I don't think I won a single thing. And this year I'm drinking less coffee and I'm just raking them in. It's weird.
It's okay now. You're drinking less coffee. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to you, Gabe, because you have a very important thing that you've just done, and I'm very proud of you. you have your new Fitbit, and you've lost 15 pounds
Fitbit
since
HR.
December.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down 15 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait for it. Hold on. Darn it.
Oh, you are horrible at the sound effects.
So what did you do? Oh, there it is.
Awesome.
Yeah, just eating a little bit better, changed my diet a little bit, fruit smoothie in the morning, big thing of veggies for lunch, and then a reasonable, normal healthy dinner, and then hitting the gym a little bit more, and it's been great.
I hit the gym, cut me open. I'm done.
I like the gym because you come out of the shower, you walk past the mirror, and you're like, hey, that's not terrible, right? That's not bad. And you walk around the corner, and there's a guy that looks like he's been photoshopped standing there, and you're like, ah, crap. It's like he's right out of 300 or something. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go back out and work out some more.
Yeah, that's why I work out at home. Or don't.
Anyways, so what now?
Okay, so the wedding session was great. We did a lot of great things. We had amazing models. We had great people that showed up. The venue was very good. Lots of different areas to go around. So we've shared some photos from some of the folks in our community, which is great. Love. We got great stuff there. We talked about some points we covered. So why don't we move on to our photo challenge?
Do it.
Do it. Cool, because we've got a lot of photos in our photo challenge this week, guys. Who would like to do a screen share?
Me.
All right.
No, I was just pulling it up. Okay.
I'll do it.
Shotgun.
Womp womp.
Now, I have to apologize. This week's show, we're a little bit ill-prepared, just because Gabriel and I just came straight from a meeting with Player Film Festival, and we didn't have time to talk before the show to go over all these photos. So what we're going to do, because there are so many, and thank you all so much. I mean, good on you for making these photos and for doing our photo challenge, but there's too many for us to get into with the short amount of time that we have during the show. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through like one from each person rather than looking at all of them from everybody like we sometimes do. Well, obviously that would be a lot easier to do when there's only 5 photos. But now there's like 55 photos. Maybe not exactly, but there's a lot. Okay, so the photo challenge themes were purple, the color purple, and the emotion anger. Now I noticed there's a lot of purple.
Is there any angers?
I don't think there's any anger.
Oh, I think it's just. Oh, wait, what's this? That's purple. No, it's all purple.
It's all purple. So all you purple people out there, for this week's challenge, remember there's 2 challenges, so it doesn't have to just be the color, because we're going to do color and we're going to do emotion one more time. In fact, the color one may really mess you up. Just saying. All right, so Navi, let's have a look at a photo.
Game space. We're looking at 2 photos. Okay.
Okay. Did Mark have a story on this?
My submission for this week's challenge, purple. Imagine my surprise finding a purple amongst a table of oranges when leaving Florida today.
Oh. Interesting. All right, well.
So somebody did ask, was the orange photoshopped? I don't remember ever seeing an orange that color. And I don't see an answer here.
Mm-hmm. And
I think someone said something about blood oranges. They are purple, but not to this extent. I had one last week. Remember I showed you, Brian? It was like, look, it's purple, but it's sort of a dark, plummy purple.
And it's not all of it's purple.
No, it's like sort of a color scale.
I think Mark took a little creative license on this one. Interesting. It's hard to critique a photo like this because it's oranges. I think Mark's sense of humor is so awesome that he'll post a photo just to say, "Hey, look what I could do," and it's fun. It's kind of hard to critique an image like this, though, don't you think, guys?
Other than the purple part of it, I actually kind of like it.
Yeah.
I like the harsh sun that's coming on the light. I like the composition of the the other oranges behind it. I like it.
I tell you,
like how it's positioned.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat something that looks like that because I'd be like, what the?
Maybe one of those new genetically modified fruit.
Yeah, like a square watermelon.
Yeah.
So weird.
You could store them better. There was a lot of conversation under the shot, so that's always good. A lot of people asking if it was photoshopped, and Robert says you can find those oranges at Longo's, apparently. So that's cool. All right, so let's move on to the next shot.
I love this photo.
I do too.
It's so cool.
I like it too because in one of the photos she did, she actually spelled Daytripper, DT.
Yeah.
Daytripper. So I thought that was cool. Everybody knows if you make it a Daytripper photo reference, I'll pick you as the winner. I mean, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I can be bought with a photo for Daytripper. I'm just saying. But luckily, there's 3 judges, right? So it doesn't always mean.
Marshmallows? Is that what she said?
She says, what's the other challenge? Emotions. Anger? Someone needs to post these challenges on here every week because I seem to miss the show Wednesday nights. I blame the children. You know what? You're right about that. And I apologize. That's on me. I sometimes, as soon as the show's over, I usually just kind of go hang out with the wife, and I don't post these challenges right away like I should. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out with a friend of mine that at the end of every show, they post that to the community for us so it'll get done. And my friend doesn't know about that yet, but I'll be talking to Blake soon about that. I mean, my friend soon about that. All right, so this shot's really creative. I love what she did with the shot here. I don't know exactly what's on fire. Jennifer and Hallie have been working with fire a lot lately, and aside from the fact that it kind of worries me, I encourage it because fire's good. So let's see. Does she say what she did here? Oh, marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Wow.
It is on fire.
If those are all marshmallows, that could be very dangerous. Because marshmallows, when they start to burn, they go nuts.
I wonder where this was shot. Like, how was this set up?
I would think.
Yeah.
I think that she probably had a mirror or something laid down and put the stuff on top in order. It's very creative. I love, getting the purple flame. I don't know exactly. Maybe it's the material you used for that, or that's been photoshopped. But there's some red tinge to the flame still too.
Can't zoom.
It's very neat.
Either way, cool photo.
Very cool photo. And you know what? We got to really thank you, Jennifer, for taking the time and making these images for our photo challenge. I know you and Hallie are really having a great time playing with all these things and trying different things, and I think it's awesome. I absolutely love the work you guys are doing right now. All right, what's this?
A whirly-woo.
So yeah, from Ashley, and I was trying out some light painting with red, blue, and green, and then I ended up with some purple in it, and I figured why not enter the photo challenge. So this was my attempt at an infinity sign painted with light. Ah, cool.
Well, first of all, Ashley Ann, thank you. That's awesome. Why not submit it for the photo challenge? That's a great way to think about it. Thank you for doing it, and we really like that you did it. And anybody that gets out there and tries light painting, it's a great, great fun thing to do, and you learn so much for doing it, how to focus, how to get exposure, how these influences work with things. I think it's just a blast. And more people that do it, the better, I think. What do you think, Gabriel?
Well, just as you are biased towards anybody that does anything for Daytripper, I am biased towards anybody that does something towards infinity, as it's I'm Métis. My heritage is Métis, and that's the sign of the Métis, is the infinity sign.
Oh, wow.
So it's automatically, got my vote. So there you go.
There you go.
I like
Even
it.
Better.
We did.
It is the sign of my people.
I thought I was your people.
You're one of my peeps.
Fair enough. Heather says, "Yay, Gabe." I don't remember what that was referring to. Do you?
Something positive.
Something very positive. Thank you, Heather. Michelle says there is an anger photo. It's hers, but there was one. So, Michelle, you win for the anger category. But we don't split it up that way anyway. So, okay, Tammy has a shot up here. Thank you, Nabby, for sharing. This is really interesting. I'm trying to figure out
what was this? Is what I want to know.
What's that?
I don't know whose cart this was. Who does this belong to?
It almost looks like an art installation.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can actually pack something like that.
I've seen Rowan Atkinson do it.
No, I'm pretty good at Tetris. I could probably make it.
Excellent photo. It is a new photo. I mean, this is something that Tammy did make, so that's great. You would think that it's something, like Gabriel said, something that was in an art exhibit or something. I would like to hear more of the story behind it. And it's really funny, too, because selective coloring isn't something that I would generally love. And I'm not even sure if this is selective coloring. But it is. I love it. The different shades of purple. Oh, you said it wasn't yours. Oh, the 12 Angry Men. Okay, thanks, Michelle. There is apparently not Michelle's angry photo, but there is an angry photo.
Oh, Haley's?
Yeah, I think we'll see that soon.
Yes. Okay, I see it now. All right. Oh, cool. I like it. Okay. Yeah, no, it gives a cool, like, it was taken with 24 millimeter, and it's got a cool kind of fisheye. You know, it looks like it's fisheye. You know,
like it's because of the shape of the. Sorry, Nadia?
There's a little face on the suitcase.
Oh, there is too. There's eyes and a mouth.
What? Oh, on the purple one up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole subreddit of called Places I See Faces. And you can just kind of, it's just people submitting pictures of faces that they see in everyday life.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. I think, Gabriel, the reason you're thinking it's fisheye is just because it goes on it gets bigger at the top.
Yeah, it gives a really cool effect to it.
Mm-hmm. And it's not very often that you see a very narrow base with a very wide top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a really neat shot, Tammy. I think it's a lot of fun. And oh, here we go. It's an ad by CIBC at the baggage claim at Pearson. When I used to shoot black and white film, I used to use these special color paints to selectively color. So I tried doing that digitally. Really cool. That makes perfect sense.
How stable was this thing?
Well, if it's an exhibit, I would assume that...
No touching, I guess.
Yeah, probably glued together.
What if you got pushed by accident?
It's a great idea that you went through afterward and selectively colored certain areas. You did a great job doing it. You can't really see that it's been, there's no painting outside the lines per se, if you know what I mean.
I would say given the litigious society that we live in and given that this was presented by a bank, it would probably take a dump truck to push this thing over.
Yeah, probably.
There's probably like steel rods and poles and everything in the middle, and yeah.
That would make sense. All right, very cool. Let's go have a look at the next one.
Here's the anger one. There you go.
That one's cool.
Oh, right on. 12 Angry Men.
That's great.
Excellent light. Well done using the mirror, so you can mirror the image of the little Lego man. The fire in the background adds some dynamic to it. Nice contrasting colors with the Lego man and the blue in the back, or the purple, or whatever color that is. Colorblind, right? What do you think about that, Nap?
I think it's really cool. I like how everyone's doing. Is a light painting one?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the reflection on it too.
Yeah, that really adds to it.
Except the third one from the left. He looks scared.
Third one from the left. He looks scared.
Yeah, he doesn't look angry. He looks
tough.
Scared.
He looks tough.
Right here. He looks unsure.
Oh, what left are you looking at?
The left of the photo. Your other left.
Yeah, that guy over there.
This guy. Look, he looks unsure. Like he went and joined the wrong club or something. I thought it was just costumes. No, we're going to war.
Cute in an angry sort of way is the comment what Tammy said.
That too. That's very cool.
Well done. Great exposure. Excellent sharpness.
15 seconds. Wow. 15-second exposure. Shutter.
Okay, yeah, it looks like there's some light painting in the background going on.
Well, I think the light on the figurines is the flashlight.
Right, but with the blue, the wispy blue and everything.
I think that's fire.
Really?
Yeah, they've been playing a lot with fire. I'm going to go with fire.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe they could let us know. That's definitely something you could do with the fiber optic brushes, but there would be a lot more height to that blue. It looks like something where there was like maybe a petrol or something in the background that they lit on fire, and then that 15 seconds gave just a softness to the flame.
Works.
I also like the created based on the play 12 Angry Men by Reginald Rose, which made me Google 12 Angry Men by Reginald Rose, in which I found an online Google Doc text of the play 12 Angry Men, and it's about jurors and stuff. So I like the fact that usually I like seeing things where there's a cultural reference where I'm like, oh, I get that. That's supposed to be Walter White or whatever. And this was a cultural reference that I didn't get, but now I have the text and I'm looking forward to reading it. It's only about 20 pages.
Watch the movie. Watch the movie with Jack Lemmon. Excellent.
The book's always better.
Well, maybe so, but the movie's still very good. Yeah, I remember I watched that years ago. I believe it's Jack Lemmon. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to IMDb that. Anyway, next photo, please.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is very close up.
That is great sharpness. Is that Paul's?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Paul submit for a while.
90 mil macro. No, sorry, 24-105. Shot at 90 mil.
Okay, so it's zoomed in, giving you very shallow depth of field.
Wow, that's good sharpness from that lens.
Yes, it is. Well, you have a 24-105, Gabriel.
Yeah, it's not the sharpest lens in the batch, but I think I have to send mine out.
I would suggest that might be an idea because they're generally pretty sharp.
Yeah.
So it's interesting here, guys. You can see he shot at f11, and when you think f11, you think everything's in focus, so there'd be more detail in the background, right? But obviously, there's not a lot in the background, and if there is, it's quite a distance away.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you're zoomed into 90 millimeters on a 105 mil lens, you're almost in all the way. That's going to flatten that depth of field really nicely. So to shoot at a deeper depth of field to begin with is going to still give you the flower in focus, but nothing behind it. So great job on that, Paul. Good choices.
It looks like the background was darkened a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. So you see
you mean like the haloing around the right?
Yeah.
The right pedal? Yeah, I'm wondering if that was darkened or if it's just,
I was thinking it was just what was going on the wall. If it was darkened and edited, I don't know if it's pulling me away from the photo too much.
Well,
How do we feel? Sorry, go ahead.
I just noticed it now. I didn't notice that at the beginning at all.
How do we feel about the composition? I know the old saying is center is deadly, but I think with something like this that almost looks like a mirror image.
Yeah, when it's symmetrical.
What was that, Natty?
When it's symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's symmetrical and sometimes center is friendly.
It's true, but it's not dead center though.
No, and that's what I'm saying is that I think I would almost, when it's symmetrical like this, I'd almost like to see it dead center.
And maybe a bit closer, crop the edges.
No, or even just position, exactly how it is now, but have the flower right in the middle, so it looks more like a mirror image.
Huh. That's a thought.
Yeah, it's just my,
It's all right. That's what we're here for.
Nothing.
So definitely things to think about. But otherwise, it definitely applies to the theme purple. And it's not the kind of thing that we're seeing a lot of these days, so it's always good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right, let's see the next shot. The purple truck. It's not very often you see a purple truck. What's that, Navi?
Who has a purple truck?
I know, eh?
Like a lowrider, maybe, but a pickup truck?
He was obviously embarrassed by it. I mean, he parked it behind that tree. Don't look at my truck. It's too purple. That's interesting. It looks like it's been abandoned. I want to see some abandoned places.
Oh, it's plum crazy metallic. Okay, I know that. I used to. A friend of mine had a Monte Carlo that was plum crazy metallic.
Is there more to that?
No. It's just it's a common color. It's not just purple. It's just like it's not just green. It's British racing green.
Oh.
You know, it's like there's a specific color. There's like a grouping behind this color.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yes, color groupies.
It's funny. Ross says he loves the purple. His purple dream vehicle is a '69 Charger RT with a 440 Magnum. Very cool.
It's different. This is a pickup truck.
A car with a handgun?
The 440 Magnum. It would be Ross's, wouldn't it? That makes sense.
A Lamborghini, you know, that's like the only car that can pull off yellow. Bright yellow.
Either that or a bus.
Orange. Oh, or a bus, yeah. If you like something roomier, I'd say go for the bus. But if you want,
oh, very cool shot.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a huge amount in the way of composition or, you know, it's pretty tight. You know, it fills the entire frame almost, you know, 100% bumper to bumper. You know, most of the posing was done by the Parker.
Yeah. Heather says this is on the corner of Leslie and Ravenshoe Road.
Oh, okay.
So you can go visit it and try your own composition.
Wow.
In fact, you know,
by going in tight like that, it does tell a bit. It does feel like it tells a bit of the story. I mean, with the windshield underneath the branches and stuff like that, it you know, maybe if you were shooting further away, the story would be less of a mystery. Maybe it would explain too much of it, and I like that it's, you know, nice and tight.
That's cool. That's a good point. I think I fall into a trap of getting very close and shooting from very, very extreme angles, and, you know, getting the flow of the lines down the side of the truck. Like if I go to the auto show, I always put my camera right by the front wheel and try and get this wide corner shot. And by the time I get home, I look at all my pictures and I'm like, God, I'm too close. I just don't like it. So moving back out a little further away, it's like you say, Gabriel, it tells you a different story.
Mm-hmm. And there's definitely a story as to why the person ditched the purple.
Yeah. Well, these days I get scared whenever I see a car kind of parked in the middle of nowhere.
You can go, like, claim it, and then you'll have a vehicle.
Yeah, then you get inside and there's like dead babies or something. It's creepy.
Oh my God.
Went dark
So
real
moving
fast.
right along.
Anyway.
Wow.
Well, I was living in Vermont, and we went out into the woods, and we saw this board covering something, and my friend's like, lift the board. I'm like, no, I don't want to lift the board.
What's in the box, man? What's in the box?
Finally, we lifted the board, and there were skinned dead cows.
Ew!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like some
That's
sort of
Vermont.
satanic ritual in the middle of Vermont. It was the creepiest.
Yeah. Vermont's crazy.
And I get pulled over by the cops for dropping a Dungeons and Dragons book out the window. I mean, whatever. They can kill cows, but you can't drop a D&D book. Whatever.
So moving right along.
All right, this is
dark days, Brian.
What's that?
Enough about your dark days.
I know, the dark
So
days.
what does it say about Brian that in the week that Valentine's falls, he chooses the emotion anger? And what about purple and love?
Well, I guess I didn't put that much thought into it. In fact, this is one of the best Valentine's days I've ever had this year. It was awesome. I had a great time with Shelley, and I bought her flowers, and it was a great Valentine's Day.
Good.
Back to Steven's photo here. Excellent shot. Very interesting, but it's weird. I mean, you see shots like this with a mirrored bottom, and you have a very sharp distinction between the flower and the mirror. So you get a reflection. Here it's almost blended together.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
I'm almost wondering if it's a fake mirror.
So like a software-induced mirror?
Yeah. Now he's saying it's a photo stack of 20 images, so that could explain why. The images were focus stacked. The original orangish color was replaced with purple, with various other techniques used to create the water reflections and painting effect. Any feedback is welcome. So, yeah, so it looks like it was posted.
Okay. As Mark Flinders says, very cool. There's more. I just thought I'd say that, you know. Okay, so focus stacking generally is to get more depth of field, more depth of focus when you're shooting with lenses that give you very shallow depth of field. Like Don Komarechka does his focus stacks of snowflakes, or I've done focus stacks of mushrooms and other things like that. Generally what you end up with is a very sharp, very deep depth of field. My first thought is, out of curiosity, what was the reason for focus stacking these roses? Were you not able to capture the image by shooting at a deeper depth of field and maybe getting a bit more sharpness to the photo? Do you know what I mean?
You were shooting with a macro, so
it was 100 mil f5. Mm-hmm. And you know what? In fact, I just had the flowers on my second monitor, and it didn't look very sharp. On my main monitor, it looks fine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
it's a picnic error. Problem in chair, not in computer.
Yes. My old monitor died, so I'm using my little TV here as my monitor. It doesn't look very sharp.
Yeah, it goes all the way back. Because f5 on that macro lens is not that sharp.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go that far back.
You almost wonder, instead of focus stacking, if you went, say, f18 and just did a longer exposure.
Right.
You might come up with something different.
And then, of course, the post-production that you did with the softness on the bottom, you could still have done. Mm-hmm. And actually, there was a neat software that was used lately. I think Julie and Lori were using it. The Flood software, yeah. Is it a plugin? The Flood patch?
Can't remember.
It was a neat effect. I mean, basically they had a house in the frame, and the whole bottom half looked like it was just flooded with water. And that's a very similar impact to what we see here.
Flooded roses.
I love the water drops on them. Those are fantastic.
And was that used with a mister, or was that like a glycerin spray?
Right.
Everybody has all these different things that people use these days for water droplets. You can use glycerin, you can use water. I like to keep a little spray bottle. I don't know if my camera is showing right now, but I usually have a little spray jar thing that I keep if I want to get into doing stuff like that. It's good. It's a very good idea to add that. It almost makes it look like you're taking the photo outside, a little more natural.
Makes me feel warm and not like I'm in, sitting in a polar vortex.
Yeah. I did not notice the color shift from orange to purple. It was done very well.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought that was natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice stuff, Stephen. Thank you so much for submitting that to us. Jody. Very cool.
So cool.
This is going to be a hard week to pick a winner, I'm telling people right now. There's some really cool shots.
I would love to know how this was shot. I've never tried photographing smoke before. Does she say in her notes how it was shot?
No, she just says purple haze.
Okay.
All through my brain.
It looks almost like an X-ray.
What impresses me is the sharpness. Like
Yeah.
every ridge has sharpness. The detail is fantastic. Okay. What's that?
Shot with a macro.
Macro lens?
Yeah. I'm curious to see how that was set up.
I would assume that you would have to use either flash or an extra light to light the smoke separately. You would basically set up your focus to a point and try and have that smoke go to that point. Could be way off base here. I've wanted to try it. In fact, last night after I saw this photo, I was thinking, how do I do that? Like, what can I do to make a photo like that? And I think I would have to have so much trial and error to get one photo that I basically said, nah, let's just let Jody make the good photos.
What kind of smoke it was? Like, what did she use to make the smoke?
Well, it's flat. I don't think a match would have given this flat of a smoke pattern. Maybe if Jody's watching, she can tell us what she used to make the smoke.
Jody, hook us up.
And it all depends on how close you are to the smoke. That could be a big billow of smoke, or it could just be something that big coming off the top of a candle that she's set a macro lens for.
Actually, even if you have a candle burning, just blow it out.
Yeah.
And that'll give you really thick plumes of smoke as well.
It's the lighting, I think that's really cool with this.
Yeah. And the color, I mean, obviously the color is what made it for the theme, so great choices.
Yeah, I was doing some research a couple of years ago on shooting smoke. I think it was for some of the jewelry stuff that I was doing. I had some ideas they were playing with, and it's all just about, mainly lighting it from behind and making sure that it catches the smoke just right, and then you're pretty much off to the races from there.
Actually, you know what? Heather pointed out that she does say, so I just opened up the photo and she does. Thanks, Lori. I hand hold it and manual focus for each shot while trying to anticipate how and when the smoke will move. It's actually incense in the middle of the speed light. So she has the incense in the middle and a speed light on the left side, about 1.5 to 2 feet away, and she has a bright spotlight on the right-hand side. The two light sources face each other with smoke rising in the middle.
Nice.
Interesting.
Very good.
I'll have to try that.
Jody,
Nice, yeah.
You're awesome. And that's what I love about this community. I mean, you have people making this amazing art and then saying, here, this is how I do it. Who does that, right? Love it. We do it. That's who does
We
it.
should have a contest where it says smoke effects. What kind
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think we should do it right away, though, because at this point, I think Jody's onto something really cool, and I don't want to take away from that. Glenn says he recommends incense sticks for the smoke in a very still room, then use off-camera flash. Color can be added in Photoshop. Very good point. And he'd be interested to see what could be done with your fiber optic setup. Oh, interesting, yeah. Different colors through various parts. Fiber optic. How would I do fiber optic and smoke? I'm going to play with that. That sounds like a challenge. Of course, if I have smoke going off in this house, the smoke detector in the basement would set off the 12 phone alarm and probably have to be kicked outside. So probably not going to do the smoke thing indoors. All right, so moving it along. Lori, I love this photo. The first time I saw this.
Great. Yeah, this was really well done.
Very clean, beautiful sky-like texture in the background.
Bocalicious.
They're actually those jewelry ads. You get the news.
Very stock.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually Lori's Valentine's gift this year.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she got from her hubby. Beautiful. And she reposted it for the purple because she wanted to get rid of some of the red reflections that she saw in the heart. So editing has really done great things for us, hasn't it, guys? Being able to change colors of oranges to purple, being able to make different feel altogether by removing a little bit of red. There's so many cool things you can do by editing that photo and finishing that photo the way you want it. Even better if you could do it without doing the editing. Really, right? But awesome.
If you can, yeah, but purple roses might be hard to come by. So you take orange and you turn them purple, or so sometimes one of the downfalls of working with studio lights, you get something you want to light it up really well, is that there's a lot of catch lights. So you get the photo, you get it 100% the way that you want, and you take the catch lights out in Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. Well, anything to add to this, Nabby?
No, I really like the shot. Like I said, it reminds me of a little jewelry ad you get in the newspapers, like People's Jewelers. On this Valentine's Day, show the one you love how much you care by buying her this lovely heart pendant.
Well, I do believe that the shopping channel might be looking for a new photographer.
I'm still technically employed.
When's the last time you actually shot for them?
Pardon?
When's the last time you actually shot for them?
I don't remember.
That was a while ago. What were you saying, Gabriel?
One thing I would say is I'm looking at the original here and then the edited. I probably would have left the color in the diamonds that show up in the original and the edited version. The diamonds just sort of blend into the silver a little bit, making it so that you have to sort of look a little bit harder to see them. But if you had sort of grayed out everything but then left the color in the diamonds, they would have popped a little bit more, and that's always, you always want your diamonds to pop a little bit. One of the tricks that is used in that is taking LED lights and firing it at 2 or 3 different angles to catch a lot of the angles from the diamond, and you've got some nice color in the original there, and if that had been transferred over to the edited version, it would have looked really nice.
Good point. Having that color gives you some contrast, right?
Yeah, and it the feature of it is sure the heart, but it's always the diamonds, right?
Mm-hmm.
The diamonds is what turns it from a nice silver trinket to something that you give for Valentine's Day, and making the diamonds pop out a little bit more. Now, I've never shot jewelry just for fun, right? I'm going from sort of getting this thing sold at auction point of view. Right. But, just in with my background with that, they would stand out a little bit more that way.
Nice. A lot of jewelry photos. There's always a little bit of a twinkle of like blue, in the diamonds to kind of give it a little oomph.
Yeah, if you want to see that, go to Tiffany's.com and look at their diamonds there, and it's like just look like a bunch of ice cubes.
Yeah.
Speaking of ice cubes, you got water drops, because water drops used to be ice or something. Say something, guys, please.
All right. Here we go. Okay, Michelle's.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting how Michelle's using her composition now. It's not centered at all. You've got your water droplet on the right third with the drops stuck in that perfect rule of thirds kind of pattern.
Great focus.
Pardon me?
A great focus. It's very sharp. This little ball here is spot on.
Yeah, it really is. I had to take it off my second monitor again to see it. That looks great. Good composition, good lighting, very good exposure, nice and sharp. Can't go wrong there, eh?
It's definitely purple.
Got a bit of purple going on.
I wish someone had submitted a photo of Prince.
That was my first thought. I was really hoping to.
Well, it's kind of rain. It's purple rain.
Yeah, bonus points to Michelle.
There you go.
All right, great shot, Michelle. Thank you so much.
And Liz?
And Liz did the water theme as well. We haven't seen Liz posting much lately, have we? Liz, thank you so much for posting. You got some purple in the background there. You've got it looks like an extremely sharp water droplet, which is great. Again, as we said with Michelle's, having that water droplet nice and sharp and kind of floating there, it adds that dynamic to the shot. My only thought is maybe crop in just a bit to get rid of that right side. Yeah. It's a little bit detached there, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's really great. Anything to add there, Gabe?
No, actually, you as soon as I opened it up, you said all the thoughts that I had on it.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah,
I must be right then. All right, let's move along. What do we have next?
Some crazy.
One-eyed, one-eared, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-eared, flying purple people eater. Now everybody's going to sing this song and they're going to want to hate me. Okay, move along.
I don't know that song.
You don't know that song?
Nope.
Before her time, Brian, we're old.
So it is for old people.
That's a good point. All right, well, a great shot. Interesting, funny, a little bit of humor to the theme. I'd like to know what Andrew's doing playing with dolls, but aside from that...
It's an action figure.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a doll if it's got a kung fu grip.
Oh, very fun. Very fun. I mean, yes, great focus, great story. lot of fun to shoot. Thank you very much. That's what we want to see.
Yeah. Great.
And Chris.
This
What?
one here, I looked at it last night on the couch, and I turned the phone around and showed it to Trish, and she was aghast. She absolutely loved it.
Yeah. It is. It's a real story.
It's only a book cover.
Sorry?
It looks like a book cover.
Totally.
Yeah?
Lighting?
I love the fact that she had the window on the barn, and she was having a hard time shooting it, so she just ripped the window off the barn and brought it inside and shot it there a little bit more controlled and stuff. I like that.
She said that?
Yeah. Yeah, see if I can find
In the
it.
comments?
So I said, Trish and I are in love with this. She said, thank you. I was playing with this for a while. Was trying to do this in the barn window, but too friggin' cold, and Teddy was really steaming up the window. So I ripped the window out and brought it inside. Then realized it was me steaming up my glasses. Hence the wonky window twisted.
She's funny.
Oh, great.
It's a few layers in Photoshop was much easier than trying to make phony frost on the glass,
Right.
which was really messy. And yeah, it seems like all the notes.
Yeah, because Tammy asked, cool, how did you make the teddy bear sharp in a fogged up window? So she
Right.
says, just a few layers in Photoshop, it was much easier than trying to make phony frost on the glass.
And that's what I always speak to, where the photography, the photo captures the moment, and Photoshop adds the mood. I mean, and she's shooting for the picture that she wants, not the picture that was there. And it's so great that we have the ability to do that nowadays. Where that is, I mean, she pulled it off perfectly. It's such a great effect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so effective that, it could be frost, or it could just be, windows like that get old, right? And that's a perfect effect. That really, growing up on a farm and doing a lot of urban exploration and stuff, it totally looked completely in place.
I had no idea that it was fake until yeah. Really good.
Well done. All right, let's move along.
If you want to zoom.
It is almost 11, and we have 2 photos left.
All right. I
So,
like this one.
Chris does another. Oh, okay, cool. I have to look at the screen here. Jim. I don't know if Jim is submitted for us yet.
I don't think so.
That's really cool.
That's awesome on at least 3 different levels.
Okay, what levels?
Well, toy car, awesome. The Muppets, awesome. And then just like the purple halo, it's like you're taking a Muppets NASCAR and making it look badass.
With Muppet colors and all.
With Muppet colors and all. I mean, that's awesome.
I found this old die-cast car in my collection. I sat it on a mirror with a whiteboard and in the background. A pen light was used for the lighting and taken with a wide-angle lens 10 to 20. I used a repair tool and added some purple vignette to enhance the photo. In AC/DC.
Cool.
Very cool.
You got the Swedish Chef, you got Gonzo, you got... it just makes me giggle.
You got light painting, makes me happy. Almost looks like
That's very sharp right there.
the car moved a little bit during the light painting.
Oh, you mean the...
The wheels have a bit of
wheels?
a blur to them. Is that just my screen, or?
Might be your screen, because they're looking pretty sharp here.
Okay, I was just looking at the words. It looked like there was a bit of a...
No, I think maybe that might be the lighting.
And the reason I say this is because the one light painting that I did with the rocks and the wolf and so on, I kicked the table halfway through the shot as I was painting the rocks. So the wolf is nice and sharp because it lit that first, and then I painted the rocks, and then I kicked the table, and there was motion. So that kind of keyed me into that. But
yeah, if you look at the netting on the driver's side window, I mean, it's freaking tack sharp.
yeah. So I was thinking maybe it moved when he was lighting the wheels, but when he was lighting
Oh, I got you.
you know
Okay.
what I mean?
All right.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. My monitor sucks. So.
One trick that I heard when I was doing the jewelry photography, you see on the bottom there, they've got that sort of double reflection, and that's the reflection of the car on the top of the mirror and also on the bottom layer of it as well. And so that photographer that we were following, that we were talking about a few weeks ago, he'll pick up a mirror or something like that and spray paint it. Yeah, Alex.
Kovalev, or I'm horrible with his last name.
Yeah, I know. And so he had a tip. I can't remember exactly what it was, but if you check his website, you should be able to find it. But it pretty much, he'll pick up a mirror and then he'll spray paint it black, and that gives you that one single reflection. Because even with plexiglass or with glass or with pretty much any surface that you get, you're going to get that double reflection, which can kind of take away from the picture a little bit. But if you do spray paint it with like a black glossy paint or something like that, then you're just going to get a single reflection and can clean it up a little bit.
Good tip.
All right.
From him.
Cool. From him through you. Your inner Alex.
That's cool.
What is
There's
that?
another shot by Chris. It looks like a little flower with some mist on it.
Water Drop Wednesdays.
Water drop Wednesday. Purple drops.
Huh. What is it on?
Looks almost like a dandelion. Where some sort of just
the
husk.
First, I didn't realize. Can't zoom in. It's not beads. It says it's water drops.
Well, they're water drops on a plant. And it looks like there's like a spider web on the plant, or just the frame of the plant, like the skeleton of the plant without the leaf.
That is very cool.
With probably water with food coloring misted onto it, and then shot with a macro lens, I'm guessing. Let's see if there's photo details.
Thing's messing with my head. That's great.
It's a neat shot. Very good detail.
Looks like a far-off shot of a tree where fairies live.
It's the fairy tree. It's the purple fairy tree.
That's deep. I thought it was beads.
No beads. No beads for you.
Or a brooch.
Excellent photo. I love the use of negative space. You know, it's the whole upper half of it just is more texture than detail on anything.
I would love to see the setup shot of this, like a wider shot, to see how what this actually looks like in this space.
I just want to close the show right now and start taking pictures. I don't know about you guys. The photos submitted this week were fantastic and inspirational. You guys really made me want to get out and try some new things. So great job. There was a lot of new techniques shown today. There were, people trying light painting for the first time, people shooting with fire, liquefy tools, all kinds of really neat visual effects and great photos. You guys were amazing. Great, great job. Hopefully, we can keep it going with our photo challenge this week, which we can announce as soon as we announce the winners of this week's photo challenge, or the winner, I should say, of this week's photo challenge.
I have no idea what you people are doing to us. This whole show, we've been mashing against each other in the comments saying, this one should win, no, this one should win, and then we're all torn. We're like, I agree with everybody.
It's true. How do we pick from, a dozen really good photos?
Okay, let's settle this like adults. Paper, rock, scissors.
Okay, ready?
You can't see me. That doesn't work.
No, Navi, you don't even play because you always lose.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
It is true.
No, wait, let's do it. Let's do one.
Okay. But we don't have any choices. How do you do rock, paper, scissors when we don't have the choice of rock,
We
paper,
pick the
scissors?
choices. So whoever wins picks the winner of the choices.
Well, we've each picked a winner already, so whoever wins, their
choice wins. Okay.
Cheating. Wait.
One time. No 2 out of 3. No 3 out of 5. One time. Ready? One, two,
three. What is Gabriel's? What is that?
Paper. A paper.
Paper. I got paper, and you got scissors. Navi wins.
Oh, Navi kills all of us.
That was easy. Navi, you actually won. You never win.
I will play for 10 minutes at work, and I always lose.
Okay, so well, hang on one second.
So who's the lucky winner?
I'm waiting for Brian to bring up the screen. Is that what he's doing?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I will bring up the screen then. Hold on.
All right.
And the winner of this week's Purple Challenge is Jody's Purple.
Jody's with the smoke. Jody's smoke. Awesome. Good stuff. And you know what? I'm not disappointed at all. They're all great photos, and I think we agree with all of the choices that we all picked. So it's great. Jody, well done. This week you have won yourself a beautiful lens pen from our friends at Lens Pen. You guys all know how awesome these things are. I don't need to tell you other stories, how good these things are. We were using them in the wedding session. Every time I shoot, I use these things. So congratulations. And you're also going to get a Rogue gel this week. One free gel inside. So congratulations. Cool. Come see me at the store there, Jody, and I will have these. I'm putting them in my bag to take to work right away. And by the way, Chris, if you're watching right now, I have your prize from previously at the store already. Chris won the Moneymaker kit, and she came to the store to pick it up, and I didn't have it with me. So it's there. Okay, so that's awesome. This week's challenge is going to be, again, we're talking about the emotion and color. So the emotion this week is going to be giddy. Ah, I'm so giddy. Ah.
Giddy. I just got giddy. I just realized that all the Austin Powers just got put up on Netflix.
Oh, jeez.
I am so giddy. I know I'm not going to be in bed till 4 o'clock this morning.
Austin Powers. Yeah, time, I know.
That gets me giddy.
Austin Powers, I watched the first 2 versions. I love them. Watched them over and over every day. And then the third one came out, and I haven't watched Austin Powers since. Gold member?
There's only 3.
That's what I said. I haven't rewatched any of them. Okay, I can't watch
Gold member first.
Gold member sucks. Okay, so the Giddy, I know, totally scrolled right there. Giddy is the first photo challenge, and the second color, also taken from movies, weirdly enough, the movie Monsters, Inc. Can you guess what color I'm going to pick?
Mauve.
Puce.
Puce?
Puce.
Puce.
I didn't even spell it.
P-U-C-E. Puce.
That's tricky.
Well,
everyone can Google that.
Puce.
Mike didn't know what puce was either until he found it. Yeah. So
really?
Puce.
What? Okay, I'm doing a screen share of what you get when you Google puce.
Uh-oh. Ew! Gross.
That's what you get when you Google puce.
That's totally not the color puce.
So the color for today is infectious.
That is not cool at all.
Okay.
How about we actually search for the color puce? There you go, Gabriel. Thank you.
Is it this one here?
Yes.
It's like slightly infected skin.
Sure.
It's an off of purpley pink, no?
Yeah.
There's the challenge.
Purpley pink.
Oh.
All right, there you go. So puce and...
That is gross.
Why would you even show that?
I googled puce. You came up with a color.
Anyway, that's pookie or something. I don't know what that was. Okay, so giddy and puce, guys. There it is, and I'm going to talk to Blake and see if he can post something about that. Or maybe Gabriel's doing it right now as we speak. That would be even better.
I am not.
Okay, never mind. All right, so next week, guys, we have a great show for everybody. Next week, we have the organizer, the chief dog of the York Region Film Festival, otherwise known as Player Film Festival. Gabriel, nice. The Player Film Festival, John is going to be our host or our guest next week on next week's show. We're going to talk about how Daytripper Photo is involved in the Player Film Festival, some of the big activities that Player's doing right now, what it all is, and how to get involved in it. So Gabriel and I, we just came from the meeting with John, and the photo contest is going to be pretty cool. There's going to be free sessions for anybody who wants to come and take a Daytripper Photo session. 4-player, they're going to be unique, a 4-part series of classes that we're going to run. It will be a lot of fun, and whoever wants to come can just come, because we have a maximum number of so many seats, but after that, it's free. What else? Oh, photo contest. We're going to be doing an online photo contest with them, and we're also doing a print contest. There's going to be 6 top photos for the print contest, and at the Player Film Festival Big Gala Dinner, they're going to be doing... stop distracting me. I'm going to scroll all night long like that. So at the Big Gala Dinner, they're basically going to be taking the top 6 prints, printing them to like a 16 by 20 size and putting them on easels. And as you go in, obviously the big winner will be announced that night for the print photo the contest. The top 6 people who get submitted for their print contest are going to walk home with these 16 by 20 prints. Super awesome. Can't wait for this event. Should be a lot of fun, eh, Gabe?
Yes, it's going to be a lot. I'm really looking forward to it.
So, yeah, find out more as you watch our show next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the sessions as well.
Absolutely. Anytime we get together to do a session, it's always fun. I think.
I agree.
I agree. Thank you. You had to say that. I paid you.
And then you told me to rip up the check. I just like to say that when I went into the bank, I already told Brian and Navi this, when I went into the bank to cash a check earlier, and the girl, and the check says Daytripper Photo on it, and she looks at it. She thought it said Daytripper Photo on it, so I'm like, yeah.
Hey, this is my past career. Yeah. Oh, well. We could teach a lot of things with Daytripper Photo.
Yeah.
All right, don't spread that around, guys. This is not Daytripper Photo.
Anything to be at night, obviously.
Night stripper, exactly.
Duh. Can no business during the day.
All right, before we scroll through we're just going to say goodnight to everybody. Thank you all so much for watching our show this week, and we hope you come back to watch our show next week when John is on from Player Film Festival. Lots of cool things to talk about on that show, and if you ever have any questions for us, please feel free to get a hold of us anytime. You can reach me at Brian, B-R-Y-A-N, at daytripperphoto.com. Navi, where can folks get a hold of you?
NaviNhum.com, folks. It's late.
That was awesome. NaviNhum.com, folks. Check her out. Gabriel, how about yourself?
People can find me at Bousquet. Oh, here we go. BousquetPhotography.ca. Or you can email me at gabriel@bousquetphotography.ca.
Fantastic. And don't forget, guys, these are both amazing wedding photographers. You saw how they helped other people make great photos. You can only imagine how good their photography is. So if you are in need for wedding photographers or event photographers or anything like that, please feel free to contact these two. They are a lot of fun. They do a great job, extremely professional. So give them a hoot. All right. Anything else to add?
Or a holler.
Or a holler. Hoot and a holler. I got the hook.
No. All right, never mind. All right, let's just go.
There you go. Oh, jeez.
Wrong drums.
Okay, it's getting late, so we're going to say goodnight, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.